Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Town Critics podcast. I'm one third of Small Town Critics. My name's Moe.
Mohammed Hashi.
Hashi, you ready for this one?
I am ready.
This was, for me and you especially, this was highly anticipated, this movie.
100%.
Yeah, so I think I'm glad we're here and we're ready to talk about it. It came out in the US a while ago, actually. And obviously, you know, for us, we got it a bit late. Me and you were able to see it on a secret screening, not secret screening, a unlimited screening at Cineworld.
Yeah.
It comes out, at the time of this recording, it's still going to come out on the 9th of Feb. So hopefully we'd release this maybe a couple
On
of
the
days.
day of release.
On the day of release or maybe a couple of days after. We'll see how it goes. But
Yep.
yeah, we are here to review The Iron Claw, written and directed by Sean Durkin. Starring Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, and many others.
Holt McElhaney. Oh,
Yes.
incredible performance.
Yeah, but before we get into any type of review, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming up, you get notifications, and let us know in the comments what you thought of The Iron Claw. Let's do a non-spoiler really quickly.
Yeah.
Hashi, what did you think of this movie?
Outstanding film.
Yeah.
Outstanding film from start to finish. Every single aspect of the film was great. And this film did things which a lot of stories have done in the past that have gone completely wrong. And we'll get into it in the spoiler part.
Sure.
And it did it so well. It was a success. The way this film was directed, the way this film was acted, the way it really did it really was very, very accurate to the kind of time period in terms of like the kind of like graphics of certain things and stuff like that,
Right.
for the wrestling eras and stuff
Yeah.
like that and all that kind of stuff. Just a top to bottom great
Yeah.
film. And this film is a very, very heavy film at times, and it still showed you the humanity of these characters. It still showed you the fun, the excitement of the time period and stuff like that. It's a story that it's hard to believe unless you actually see it, kind of thing. And it's the reason why we do what we do, Mo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, because like stuff like this, it's so great. It hits you so hard, and it is so rich in the things we can talk about, and I cannot wait to have a chat with you about it, bro.
Yeah, no, do you know it's funny? Me and you, I called you straight after the movie, and obviously we felt the same about it. But I have to be honest, sitting on it now, I think my rating has gone down a little bit.
Okay, wow.
I think it's mainly because I think I wouldn't feel this way if I didn't know the story and I went in blind. Because I'm a wrestling fan, or was a wrestling fan, I suppose. I've seen so many documentaries on this family.
Dark Side of the Ring,
I've always heard about them, things like that. They shied away from a lot. And there was things that...
I know what you're going to say. There's a lot of things that have happened that they weren't included in this film, but it couldn't have been because there's just so much.
It's true.
And the audience wouldn't have bought in because there's been so much tragedy in that family to the point where it's even hard to believe.
There is, yeah, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, if you want to... Like, this could have been, like, the saddest movie ever made.
Yes.
But because they shied away from certain things, like, there's even certain characters that are in this... Like, there's a character that isn't in this movie, first of all.
Yes.
And then there's certain characters that are in this movie where I feel like they didn't dig as deep as they should have with it.
Yes.
Right? And we're going to get into it in spoilers. But overall, like, performances were great. I didn't mention Lily James, but she was incredible in this as well.
Yes.
Zac Efron, I didn't know he could do this. He was incredible in this. I think it's actually very, very, very unfair that nothing in this movie has been nominated for anything.
Yeah.
It's so unfair. Like, 0 nominations. There has to be, like, someone's pissed off somebody in the Academy for this to have 0 noms.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make, like, Zac Efron easily, I feel like, could be nominated for best. I don't think he should win it or anything like that, but definitely could be nominated for best actor.
Or even Holt McElhaney as best supporting.
Best supporting even, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is a pretty decent movie. I would definitely watch it again, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so tragic. I teared up at the end of the movie.
I was gone.
Like, yeah, man. But I think we should we?
Let's get into it.
Should we?
Let's get into it, bro.
Guys, we're going to do a spoiler review now. Okay, so... what? Siri, shut up. Siri trying to talk to me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so... I said that they shied away from certain things. So, first of all, Siri, chill.
Stop saying...
I'm saying it, and then, right. Chill. All right. I was saying they shied away from certain things. Now, what I'm talking about is, first of all, Chris Von Erich isn't in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a whole brother that isn't in this movie.
Yes.
And from what I've heard is that Sean Durkin has said that including him would have made this movie even more sadder.
Yes.
But I think that's kind of the whole point of this movie. It's going to invoke sadness regardless.
Yeah.
So why not have it anyway? Do you know what I mean? That's my stance on it. And the other thing is, I think they went so easy on oh my God, what's his name?
Kerry.
No, not Kerry. They went easy on Fritz Von Erich, the father.
Oh yeah.
He was not a nice person.
He was despicable. Yeah.
He was a terrible human being. And then this brings me into like Kevin Von Erich was heavily involved in this movie.
Yes.
And you can even see in like kind of Dark Side of the Ring, the documentary.
Yeah.
He's obviously in that documentary and he was involved in that documentary, that episode of that documentary, excuse me. There's certain parts, I think he loves his family so much that there's certain things obviously he doesn't want to show or highlight. And I think that's the same with this movie. Like, for example, Jeremy Allen White's character was Kerry, right?
Kerry, yeah.
Rushing Kerry back too quickly after what happened to him into wrestling. They didn't really dive into that as much as they should have.
Yeah.
Or like, and a lot of things is like, even as much as they showed, he was still despicable anyway. Like, there was certain, like, someone would die and it's just kind of like almost, I'm sad, but gotta pick ourselves up from the bootstraps and keep going kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, what kind of a father are you? And it just brings me to like, what's the curse really of this family? Because they kept on bringing up this monologue that Zac Efron is saying, where it's like, ever since I was younger, everyone's told me my family is cursed and this like that. Is the curse the father? I think the curse is the father.
That's a great point. And that was going to be the thing I was going to mention towards the end.
Yeah.
He is a reason why everything's going bad, because he's not being a father. And we see from the start that even their mother's not being a mother. Like, Kevin came to him and said to him, like, he's going to, like... To her, like, he's going too hard on Mikey.
Yeah, she said, you don't deal with it yourselves, yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And then his dad says the same thing when Kerry is basically saying, I'm going to commit suicide.
And he's like, yeah, can you just look after him? He's like, you guys need to deal with it yourselves. I'm like, bro,
it's ridiculous.
What?
Just imagine when your parents would say that to you. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine it.
You can't imagine.
Because my parents aren't like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go on, please.
I understand what you're saying. I really do.
Yeah.
But I think with filmmaking and storytelling, you've got to take some creative license.
Sure.
And you've got to try and form a cohesive story, a beginning, middle, and end.
Of course.
And this movie did that. And it's not like what they showed was completely against everything that happened to the family.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
So it does work on that. If there was major parts of, like, for example, of Kevin's story that weren't mentioned, stuff like that, then that's a bit egregious. Because, like, obviously I'm expecting to see Kerry getting rushed back, stuff like that, which I did see. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to see.
But you didn't see the dad pushing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you saw him pushing himself.
Yes.
To try and do that, and that's what to me was just.
But again, it's implied that Fritz is pushing.
Sure.
I think it's always implied. You know what I'm saying? With Fritz's hierarchy that he mentioned at the start and stuff like that. And for me, I was so sad about Mikey, man, because Mikey was just a creative guy, smart guy, the smartest out of all of them.
Have you ever seen that press conference?
I don't.
In real life?
I have seen it.
Bro, he's dead in the eyes, bro.
Yeah. Again, I think the shock in it, the septic shock, I think it was.
Yeah, so it's like a toxic shock
syndrome. Toxic shock, yeah. It completely ruined him.
It finished him, man. That was so sad. And he didn't even want to wrestle.
Yes.
And
he had no desire.
No desire at all. And he just wanted to do his music. And his dad didn't see it that way. And it's a bit ridiculous. Like living through your children, that it comes through that. And it's just like, parents, don't do that, man. Just let them do what they want to do at the end of the day. And really, if you think about it, it kind of felt like Kevin was really the one who was in this wrestling thing. The rest of them are just kind of like they're doing it because of the dad.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Even though David was the most talented, Kevin was the one who wanted it the most. Do you know what I mean? And I think with him, if he wasn't involved in this movie, the making of this movie, it would be a completely different type of movie.
Yeah.
And also another thing is, I felt like because there's so much with the families and what happened with them, there's not enough time to spend with all the brothers. Like, you don't see as much personality in the other brothers as you do with Kevin. Because we're focusing on Kevin the most, you know what I mean?
He's our audience avatar too.
Yeah. And because of that, obviously, it kind of brings it down a bit. But like I said, that's maybe my fault because I know the story. Do you know what I mean? But the things I did like, it's like I said, the performances were incredible from everybody, man. The little that Jeremy Allen White had to do, bro, top tier, man. I love the beginning where they show the closeness of the brothers, like the first half of the movie, and then it's just, the rise and fall. And like even, sorry, I gotta go back to it, how Fritz, they went easy on him. He was the one who was pushing them apparently to like take the steroids and do all of these things, but they never showed that in the thing. It was just like kind of their choice. Almost, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like they could have shown things that would have made this movie a little bit better. But as you were talking about Mikey, it just made me think of like his death scene, and that was really, really hard to watch, man.
Oh yeah.
When he was taking the pills and the beer, I like literally I put my head down. Like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, because you just know it's coming. Yeah.
I was like, something about that scene just looked, I don't know what it is. I guess it's because of what he's doing. It was just very, very, very difficult to watch. Yeah, but yeah.
For me, I felt like overall, like the movie did like so well to kind of capture all those kind of sad moments, but at the same time, like I was properly like affected by each of the deaths to a point where like you put yourself in the shoes of like, okay, like if this happened to my brothers kind of thing. And it's crazy when a movie kind of does that, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. And that's the thing which really, really kind of like I took away from the film, and like I took like it took a long time for me to process it properly. Yeah. Because it was that movie was that affecting. Yeah. And I guess they're kind of like the mission for the whole family, for one of them to hold the heavyweight title, stuff like that. And you see when it finally happens, how happy they are and stuff like that. And then the Intercontinental championship with Fakari and stuff like that. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And then that scene when he comes back to the house after winning the belt, the Intercontinental title, Jeremy Allen White comes back and he gives his dad the gun. And you can see like all of these drugs and things are just getting to his head. He's like, what's his problem? Like kind of thing. Crazy, and I thought that was top tier. 100%. He's an incredible actor, man. Oh my God. He's I will say like he looks nothing like how Kerry was. I don't know if you've seen Kerry. Kerry is jacked and tall.
What made me laugh is when like you see Zac Efron is listed as 6'2". It's just like, come on, bro. You know, it's hilarious stuff.
Yeah, wrestling they do that though. The weights and their heights are not exactly the same as what it really is in real life and stuff like that. But it's true, there was other aspects of the film too where they were talking about kind of like the scripting of wrestling, and like also the way they were acting as if like for example the Harley race thing.
Yes.
When he fought Harley, Zac Efron's character Kevin fought Harley Race, and he's like, he threw me out of the ring, and I didn't know he was gonna do that, and things like that. And with Ric Flair, he comes into the ring angry, and he gets himself, like, I think he got himself disqualified, didn't he?
Yes.
In that match, it's like, and then the aftermath of it, and then locker room is kind of like, why did you do that? I'm like, bro, isn't this like? I feel like they didn't explain that as well as they could have.
So I thought they did a good job at the start when Lily James' character is basically
when she asks,
and that's for the kind of like civilians who don't know nothing about the wrestling game. And to get that explanation, which was very good. Yeah, I felt that obviously the high race thing. He just went off script in it, and he was just feeling it. He was in his feelings.
I guess so. Yeah.
So that made sense, and obviously he was just hurt essentially, kind of thing. The one bad thing about the film, which I did not like, is who they cast as Ric Flair. I did not like it. Yeah. He gave me no Ric Flair vibes. Yeah. Like the guy looked nothing like Ric Flair. Yeah. It made no sense to me whatsoever.
kiss, stealing, wheeling, dealing. Oh
Like,
man, he didn't even say that bar.
he
I don't know if
didn't say-
I don't know if he actually
He,
said that.
he wouldn't have said it at that time.
At that time, he might have not said it
wouldn't
by
have said
then. Yeah, I think he said it a little later in his career.
Yes.
Maybe I could be wrong, but if anyone wants to,
But the
let me know
guy
in the comments.
was a poor
Yeah.
impersonator.
It's hard though to do a Ric Flair. It's not easy.
They should have really thought, because Ric Flair's huge.
Ric Flair's one of one, man. He's one of a kind.
That's
that
why you
guy.
have to really think about the casting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they should have been smart. Like, got stunt casting. Maybe got like a Robert Pattinson
Maybe.
for that one scene.
Maybe, yeah.
Something like that. Because you don't want to get Ric Flair wrong.
Yeah.
And they got Ric Flair wrong.
The robe was great though.
The robe is fantastic.
The robe was great.
I had one lady next to me who obviously didn't know anything about wrestling. When she
Yeah.
saw the robe, she started laughing. What the hell is that?
No, that's the nature boy, man.
She doesn't know.
That's Nate.
She doesn't know.
I want to talk about David quickly.
Yes.
David went to Japan, and man, I knew when he went to Japan, obviously he's not coming back. But still, in my mind, I was just thinking, don't go to Japan. Don't go to Japan, bro.
I know.
And another thing is, I love that they showed Bruiser Brody as well. I don't know if you know Bruiser Brody. Yeah, and he's got a pretty incredible story as well. And
Yeah.
he has a sad ending to his life too, and I think he got stabbed in somewhere in South America in a wrestling promotion and stuff like that. There's also an episode of that on Dark Side of the Ring if anybody wants to go check it out.
Yeah.
But it's so like wrestling, as much as it is like entertainment and it's scripted, I'm not gonna say it's fake because it's not, in my opinion. Like, I don't think they're not intentionally trying to hurt the other person. They're trying to keep the person safe. It's a performance act, innit? But
Yeah.
there's nothing fake about like getting hit with a chair or getting slammed on your back or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, it was really, really, those kinds of aspects of it were really well done, man. I think. It was a touching movie, man. And
obviously, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
I definitely want us to talk about those two ending scenes. So specifically when Kerry dies.
Yeah.
And again, this is what I was talking about at the start, Mo, where...
Sorry, before you go to the ending,
Yeah.
did you notice when the mum was watching TV,
Yes.
one of the...
David.
That was David?
That was David, yeah.
What do you think the significance of that was?
That David was always the person in the family that was trying to look after everyone in it, as well as Kevin in it. And he's basically always going to be there. He's always going to be part of the family in it.
Wow, yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was...
It's almost like he was faded in the screen.
Yeah, he was faded. He was completely faded.
Yeah.
And it's basically a bit of a precursor to that scene at the lake when Kerry goes there. And Mo, no other film that this scene should not work in any other film.
Yeah,
any other film.
Yeah, any other film is corny.
Yes, it's so corny.
Cheesy and
so
corny.
cheesy
Yeah,
and corny.
yeah.
This one, bro.
Yeah.
Tears rolling down my face, bro.
Yeah. When he said, "Where's Jack Jr.?"
He goes, "You're my little brother."
Yeah, and
He goes, "You're my big brother."
You're my big, and he hugs him, and I was like,
And then they all just do the thing where they've been doing, like, all hug.
Yeah. I love the closeness of the brothers, though, man. I do love that, man.
It was so wonderful. And then towards the end, when after Kevin sold the wrestling their
promotion. Yeah.
And just in his backyard, just crying because his brothers are not there, but he's watching his kids who he loves.
Yeah.
And then his voice says, "Oh, why are you crying, Dad?" Goes,
and he has to explain it in like a kiddie way almost. Yeah.
And then he says, "What do you call it?" And then his kids say, "Don't worry, we'll be your brothers."
Woo!
Again, I'm gone again.
Woo! Boy. He said, I guess I'm crying because I was a brother and I'm not a brother anymore. And if you just think about that, just that aspect of it, it's like one of the saddest things ever, man. Like, he had six brothers, maybe 5 brothers, I think.
5 brothers. And
all of them, every single one, bro. The wrestling, the I think that's what I was trying to say when I was trying to talk about like the scripted and the realness of wrestling. Almost like wrestling is a tough thing to be in. Obviously now they've got like a lot of like they look after the wrestlers way more now. They don't have to take as many painkillers as they used to and things like that. But back then, bro, it was crazy,
popping
man.
Pills, needles,
So many of them just doing ridiculous things to their bodies, and it just affects them mentally and physically. And and really quickly, I just want to talk about the scene of Kerry riding his bike, and obviously something's gonna happen to him. The reveal of him waking up, and then he's walking past the kitchen, and then you see the amputated foot. Oh, I thought that was
done perfect.
Chef's kiss, man.
Oh, incredible.
Chef's kiss. Because honestly, I forgot about the amputation. I completely forgot. I completely forgot about it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I guess he got just hurt, I suppose. Like maybe he just broke his leg and he's just healing or something like that.
Yeah.
But when they showed it was just kind of like a few people were just kind of like in the movie. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, that was
So well done.
that was brilliantly done. But yeah, man. I mean, I don't know.
Please watch this film. This is such a great film. We highly recommend it.
It is a good film. It is a good film. I just thought like I said, it could have been. They like, for me, they shied away from a few things in it, but I guess maybe that's a personal thing because like I said, I've seen the documentaries and I know about it and all of that stuff. But yeah, man, the Von Erichs, and then the ending with the writing saying because he told Lily James's character, I want everyone to live with me, kind of thing. We all live together, and he's like, he finally got everyone to live together, and then you had the picture of the whole family and his family and his grandkids and his great grandkids and all that. It's a huge family and it's beautiful, man. It's just it's nice to see that. You know, I hope he's happy now and living his life with all of these people. And yeah, it's great, man, to see. But yeah, he deserves some happiness, innit, I guess.
He truly does, yeah.
You got anything else you want to say about this?
I love this film, man. Please watch it. Such a great film, man. So rewarding to watch it, man.
0 nominations is egregious.
It's ridiculous.
Egregious. Zac Efron, fantastic job, man. That was...
Everyone
involved, really, yeah. Fantastic job, honestly. We got to rate this.
Go on.
I will give this. I'm torn between a 7.5 and an 8.
Wow.
What?
That's low, brother.
8 is low?
7.5.
Like I said,
let me go first. 8.5. 8.5.
8.5.
And on a rewatch, I'm telling you now, bro, I could call you up next week and say this is a 9. I haven't called, but I'm gonna give it 8.5 for right now.
8.5, yeah.
Outstanding film, bro. From start to finish, man. Honestly,
I think
there's nowhere where I was bored.
Yeah, and also the mom. We didn't even speak about her. There was a scene before the funeral. Oh my
goodness, the funeral, and she can't wear the same dress again.
She can't wear it, and because the deaths were that close to
people gonna
to each other. Yeah, that was so
bro.
sad.
Oh my days, man.
Yeah, and towards the end, I think after the last brother died, she was just. I think Fritz came in and was like, "What's for dinner?" Like, I didn't make dinner. I'm hungry. That was because she's divorced him at some point, innit?
Yeah.
She was, that was the point. She was like, I'm done with this. Like,
do
your own thing, whatever. Innit? I'm going back to my painting. I'm going back to what I love.
Yeah.
And this and that. But yeah, no, her scenes were great too. As much they were subtle, but they were really well done. She didn't have that much screen time, but when she did, she was in there. I think Mauritania. Yeah, she was great. But I think Hashi. On a rewatch, it might be more. I've only seen this once. Yep. And like I said, it's just me reflecting on it that's brought it down a little bit. But I'm going to say 7.5.
Okay. All right.
It's only one less than
I'm
you.
just saying, like, you always say I'm harsh, innit? That's why I want to remind you, bro. You always say I'm harsh. Okay.
You know I'm a huge wrestling fan, though, man.
I know.
Yeah. Real quick, who's your favorite wrestler of all time? I know you're not that big of a wrestler, but when you did, like, who is your guy?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I know it's cliche.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. He took the world by storm, man.
Yeah. I've got a soft spot for Carlito as well.
Do you?
I used to. Yeah.
I love that.
I used to love him. Honestly. I used to love Carlito.
Bro, I think his dad was his dad in this. Carlos Colon, was he in this? I don't know if he was.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe he wasn't in this, but yeah, he would have been wrestling around that time anyway. His dad, but yeah, it's fair enough, man. Yeah. All right. Cool. Guys, that was our review for The Iron Claw. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. It's definitely, despite what I'm saying about my gripes, it's 100% worth the watch. Absolutely. On the performances alone, in my opinion. But I'm just going to say it again. 0 nominations is egregious. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this movie. Let us know what you think about our thoughts on this movie, I guess, if you want to as well. But yeah, we'll see you guys for more reviews soon. Peace.